with the FDLR raises real concerns about possible ethnic cleansing.
Good morning.
Hello.
I couldn't hear you.
Hello.
There you go. Good morning. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See that?
Because we are redefining what's cool. Because smart is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
It's What's on Your Mind Wednesday. How you doing this morning?
Oh, man. Favored and blessed highly. How about yourself?
You favorite and blessed high. You switched it. I'm with you. I'm just busy and more busy.
I mean, I think that's a beautiful thing, ain't it?
Sometimes,
yeah.
Sometimes it is. Yeah. Sometimes it is. I'm not even gonna lie. Like sometimes it is. But yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah. I'm excited about the year coming up.
Yeah.
2026 or even the ending of 2025. Get
out of here.
I don't have to get out of here because it's been a productive year overall. There's some things that I would have changed. But ain't that's always?
Always. I want to give a big shout out to our audience, our true loyal listeners from Facebook to downtown City Hall to downtown, up the street from your boy now. Big shouts out to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. If you're listening, big shouts out to you. Because we can't do it without y'all. This is a labor of love.
No, it really is a labor of love.
We're laboring because we love y'all.
So you know what? The city is like
the city, big C or little C?
Did we hear how the report went first?
No, we haven't. The Dodge report?
Yeah.
No, we did.
It couldn't have probably been as bad as we thought it was because I
didn't think it was going to be bad. Because, we're not doing a lot of the stuff that we fear them coming for us for doing.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't a big equity push in this city. It's not a big equity thing happening for Black residents. People can't see it. Maybe somebody at a mid-level to high-level position. But like the regular folks ain't seeing no equity.
Diversity.
And inclusion. Well, by name only. Maybe because they're erasing some street murals. But like I say, that may be a good thing because it'll make the powers that be actually do something or just continue what they've been doing. Nothing. Am I wrong? Is there a big equity push in the city of St. Pete? Are we a beacon of equity inclusion? And are we really? Let's really think about that. Are we really a beacon of equity and inclusion?
I think we are. To a degree. No. I think so. Let me tell you this. I think that it can definitely be done better. That's
okay.
Okay, let me tell you. But I don't think that we're excluded. Let me say that. I think the city does a really good way of throwing a blanket out there, and whoever gets it.
It's under the blanket.
Yeah.
But there is that equity and inclusion. I'm not sure.
Inclusion.
I'm not sure. Because there's some blind spots, and those blind spots are huge.
Okay.
And the blind spots take up most of the spots. It just ain't a lot. I don't know. Maybe the audience, if are we the beacon of equity and inclusion? Our water bills going up, that hurts the low people the most, right? The things that happen here trickle down to the people that are at the bottom. So that's not equity, and you're not including them in anything. If we make it make sense, it makes sense. But if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. So I don't think we had much to fear. but fear itself from the Doge, what it was, audit, the Doge audit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had been requesting for equity audit for years. Ain't nobody want to listen to me.
They still not.
They not listening though. It's all good. But see how life works. See how things work in our favor.
I guess. That was what was on your mind?
Yeah, that was on my mind.
Clearly it was. So, tonight,
Okay.
the CRA report.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about equity and inclusion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The proof will be in the pudding.
Well, it will be. Now that this is true.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that y'all registered for the CRA report tonight from 6 to 8 at the St. Pete College campus on 34th Street.
Yes. This is a 10-year report from the Community Redevelopment Area of South St. Petersburg, Florida.
Mm-hmm. And it's a chance for you to get some clarity for real. Like they did. So what this report is, from my understanding, it's not telling you where to go. Or no, it's just telling you the facts of the facts finding. And then we discuss exactly what you think it should happen and then give the information back to the powers to be. And hopefully it becomes better where it's more equity and inclusion into the CRA.
So for me, I think this is big because we get to pull the string, right? This was a community focus. Those but we really get to see, or at least get a glimpse, right? Because we don't know how or what the information is yet, right? So
because everybody wanted to get this report ahead of time, but nobody got it ahead of time. Nobody got a glimpse, not even us. And so like I'm excited to see what's going to be in this report. And then if you can't make it, we're going to be live, I believe. Aren't we going to be live? This is a possibility. Just stay tuned. If you miss it, just Tampa Bay Breakfast Club may be live, so that
I get the marching orders in a second.
You said that on Monday.
I mean, it wasn't clear.
Okay. But hopefully we do go live so that everybody can get this information. And what I hope from this is that once we get the information, people are empowered to go and do what they need to do so that they can get some of this money, because the money is set aside for the South Side of St. Pete.
Yes.
It's $71 million that has been rolled over and is sitting there beautifully waiting for somebody to access it.
Or waiting for somebody to let it be accessed. I mean, it's something that we got to talk about. I mean, today at what is it, 6:00? At Pinellas Technical College. If those who are old school, P-Tech.
No, it's not at P-Tech.
Oh, I thought it was at P-Tech.
No,
where is that?
St. Pete College.
What?
Go look at it on 34th Street. You just, oh Lord.
No, it is Wednesday, August 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. Pinellas Technical College.
Oh,
St.
okay,
Petersburg.
I was wrong then.
I mean, it's okay. It's
all
okay.
right, okay.
You can be wrong.
I can't be, and I'll admit when I am.
And you can. It's all right to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Just don't be wrong all the time. Yes, the CRA report, the South CRA report, a 10-year check-in on a 30-year journey. So join the policy partners for the official release of the Southside CRA 10-year check-in report, where we all will
Good morning, Tiffany.
Provide an opportunity to reflect on the promise, re-examine the results, and reimagine what is possible. So yes, thank you, policy partners and y'all team, for putting this on. And it's today at Pinellas Technical College, Wednesday, August 20th. 6 to 8 p.m.
Do you have any politics?
Ooh, politics with Mr. Edmund. Yes. President Donald Trump is taking all history. Well, I'm not gonna say all history. This is reported by CNN. President Donald Trump escalated his campaign to purge cultural institutions of materials that conflict with his political directives on Tuesday, Aligning museums were located. Well, aligning museums were to focus on highlighting negative aspects of American history, including how bad slavery was. So they're cleaning it up.
They're whitewashing it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a huge problem with that. So I have a problem even when they take down the, like, I'm not one of the people that
Take
think
down the things.
yeah, the Confederate
Right.
statues
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all. I'm one of the people like it all, like it's all American history, and I think that we need to know it all. Right. And appreciate what it was so that we don't go back there. So I'm never going to be the one like tear it down. And so I'm definitely not like, hey, act like it doesn't exist.
Yes. Yes. Mama Blue, good morning.
I
Tiffany.
I
Okay.
just spoke to them.
I'm just looking at the thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, so the removing of history. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Because I think a lot of it is to psychologically damage us. And
Mhm.
we don't know it, right? We don't know the bits and pieces of history that has been presented to us was done to psychologically wound us, right?
Yeah.
They didn't present this history because they wanted to preserve, and let people know what black people were going through. That no, I think that's the smallest thing on their list. I think a lot Smithsonian, all these places, I think a lot of it is to try to put us in a inferior mindset of ourselves.
I would agree with you because when you look at Black History Month, usually the things that they are
Yeah.
told is about slavery and how bad we
Yeah.
was treated. And then you may get some sprinkles. And tell me if I'm wrong. Call in 727-637-2416 if you feel different. You might get some sprinkles of the greatness that Blacks have done. And there's a lot of greatness that has happened. A lot of stuff most of the stuff that's here wouldn't have happened without us.
And it's not presented like that,
No.
right? And these museums, and I'm not saying erase the history, no, but I'm saying the way it's been presented is really to me rub our face in it, right? For decades, as we learned it in school, it felt like it was to check us, to put us in a space, and then and some people might say they feel different about it, but I don't feel the history that's been presented to us has been presented in our best interest from places like the Smithsonian, from places like these little big history places, because they're not talking about the thousands of inventions that black people made. They're not talking about, the Mansa Musas of history, and the real true history of us. They're more speaking of
our struggles and our pains.
What they want us to feel. They want to put us in that place. Because if I tell you was a great warrior and a king, you will aspire to be a king. But if I tell you were a slave living in
and somebody, and then you had a master all your life.
Yes.
You're gonna also think that you are supposed to listen.
Yes.
And always look for your master because that was what our destiny was.
So this straight from Truth Social, from President Donald Trump. The museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden. I guess they talking about us. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future, and we're not going to allow this to happen. And I have instructed my attorney general through the museums and to start the exact same process that has been going through with the colleagues and of the colleges and universities, where tremendous progress has been made. This country cannot be woke, because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including the museums. Ooh.
So let's flip it, right? So okay,
Flip it. Go ahead. Go.
let's flip it. If you want to be the hottest and you want them to talk about how great it is, so are you going to take like the slavery away and then tell the true history also about how great Black people are?
But that
like, I mean, like, no, but if you're saying you don't want to hear about the bad stuff, so are you going to replace it with the lights being made, the heart, you know what I mean? Like all the great inventions that the Black people came up with, all the things that we've done other than be a slave. Like you can't erase us completely because we're still here.
I mean,
good morning, Steve.
As I read it, I really think that the history is the history, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
But it is ironic that they just focus on the ugly, right?
Right.
It's ironic that we got to take it for what it is, but what is presented to us is the whips and the chains. They have, I went to one of these museums and they had the cotton still on the thing and feel what the cotton feel like. I truly had a breakdown. I went to Edmund Pettus Bridge, right, where Martin Luther King and the brothers was hosed down with the water. And the first thing I noticed is that there's a whole tourist market on the pain of my community, but the people that live in that town are still being oppressed. So as I seen 20 coach buses pull up to the Edmund Pettus Bridge, the people who live in that community are still being oppressed. So I said to myself, now look at this. Now you got the same people who have oppressed them, the same people who turned the water hoses on, the same government is now making a profit. They're making a profit off of it. And they're not sharing it with the people in that community. They're not sharing it with us, right? So now they're profiteering off the pain. Not only did they put the people through the pain, now they're profiting off of that pain into the tunes of millions and millions. Like this, I was talking to one of the locals, and he was like, "This is all we got." And I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, this is them buses. Once them buses gone, it's gone." And I was like, "The same people."
So they're depending on this story to keep
the same people who made them people, who hold them people down and sick the dog on them, the exact same municipality is profiting to the tunes of millions. This is the only tourist attraction they have, is the pain of the Black people.
Right.
In the Black community. I ain't with it. I'm not for it. Take that junk down. Forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I went to the museum, I was heartbroken, I was disgusted, and then I realized who was making the money off the taxes that we paid to go in there.
So would you feel different if we were making the money off of it? If we were telling our own story?
No, I would think about it different, yes, but it wouldn't be much of a difference unless the.
So do you think that part? Because see, I again,
if it's paying for progress, yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there definitely need a mixture. Like, I don't think it should be erased because it's a part of our history. But I think there should be other stuff added into it as well. That shouldn't be the highlight of who we are and what we did for this country.
Exactly.
Let me say that. So, but you coming in and erasing it altogether, I definitely have a problem with that.
Take it down. Take that junk down. Forget about it.
You're so funny.
Erase it. Listen, I bet you the future of Black race will look at life different without the indoctrination, because that's what it is. They indoctrinating us with this stuff. This is indoctrination. Y'all can say whatever and feel however you want about it, but the history that we're learning and the history that is inside of these museums and inside of these places is indoctrination. They're indoctrinating us with pain, fear, and the slavery mindset. And if we can do without that. We can do without that. I don't know. I
think we just need both.
It don't make me feel good.
It doesn't.
I ain't going on another slave tour. I'm not going on another bus ride. I ain't nothing.
But just think you went on this one and now you know that you don't want to do that again. And then it does also strive you to work harder to make sure that you don't have to ever see that again.
It traumatized me. I was traumatized.
But
I
the
was
trauma,
traumatized.
but look how much fight it gave you.
I didn't need it. I didn't need that stress. I didn't need that stress. I didn't need it
Okay.
because where there.
So that's where you're just saying it. You see how, like you say, you don't need
I don't need
it.
it.
That's how they feel about like their new generation. They don't need the stress of knowing that they stressing us out and that they don't have to feel the pain of what they have done to us. So now they want to erase it so they can feel like they've always treated us good.
I mean, it's part delusional, right?
I'm just saying. So if you erase it, then you leave the accountability part that they need to say, like, we did this. You erase it. They can't go in and act like, la, la, la,
We didn't
la,
do
la.
that.
We didn't do that. No, you're like, who said that? It's not in no museums. It's not in the books. We wasn't that bad. Oh, no. Whatever. No, we didn't take you from Africa. No.
They did. They did.
We did. You know, some of us did come from Africa and some of us was here. Like,
Oh, you want to talk about it?
so you're just trying to say that everybody was here? No, everybody wasn't here.
Well,
That's still
well,
a part of it.
A large percent.
Listen,
A large percent, more of a percentage than they would like to acknowledge.
maybe.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
all. That's all.
No, I'm just saying. But
A bigger percentage
what
than they
I'm
would
saying-
like to acknowledge are from here. And, you know, it is what it is. It is.
so a percentage of us here, from here, a
Mhm.
percentage from us from Africa.
Mhm.
And so, however, we know that if we were here or they brung us here, they didn't treat us right.
Yes.
We erase that history that lets them pretend like that didn't happen, and that we were kumbaya and always best friends, and that's not necessarily the truth. And then if you don't know what the enemy looks like and what they're done, you can't be prepared. So if you never knew a snake will bite you and you see a snake, you might pick it up and want to, you know, out in the wild and make it your pet, and you don't need to. That's just my thoughts.
Yes, we'll let her know what y'all think. You know,
I wish I can read some of y'all comments.
We are the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You are listening to 99 Jams, Carefesta Radio, and we are talking about the removal of slavery items from museums like the Smithsonian, being led by President Trump right now.
And even just talking about President Trump, like, I really just feel like he is taking our country into a dictatorship. You see that he is breaking all types of laws, and doing it blatantly in front of our faces. And there's really nothing we feel like we can do about it because he hired all his homies. And all his home, and the ones that's not his homies, they're trying to fight against him. But then eventually they link up. They have to go through his homies, and his homies is like, "We got you, bro."
I mean, I agree. UB says in the comments, the accolades and accomplishments of Black people are exempt from history or watered down. That's right. Steve, what's up? Tiffany Jabbar, you are making a great point. Also, thank you. Tiffany also said, I agree, history happened. So then removing it erases what actually happened. When I visited the African American History Museum in DC, I learned way more than schools or people ever taught me about our history. You can't change history. And see, thank you for that, Tiff, because I agree with you tremendously. And I went to the museum in Washington, D.C. as well. And I'll just say they profiting off our pain. That's all I'm saying. They are profiting off our pain. They took us through this and then erected buildings to profit off of it. Then erected tours to profit off of it. Like,
so did you say that? So if we didn't have it,
but see, this is
so think about it. Like, we argue about equality and we say that we want inclusion. We get it. We complain about how it came, right? And so, like, there's no perfect way to do anything, but we have to be like, okay, and I don't feel like I'm settling, but like, if I'm asking for an African American museum and they give it to us, now I'm like, oh, no, but
put the accurate history in there. I mean,
no, the history needs to be in there. The accurate history needs to be in there. So,
which is often not the case.
right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's very few times where there would be a mass investment to uplift our community. Right? So when I see these things, I already kind of side-eyed because where is the massive investment to uplift the Black community anywhere? Point it out and show me. And I'll show you, you know, a museum with whips and chains in there, right? And little pieces of cotton for you to feel. And I felt they were playing on our intelligence. I walked in there, they had a bunch of like dummies on the ground showing how the people were transported here, right? I don't like to call them slaves, right? People. They were people. How the people were kidnapped and handcuffed and brought over here. Then I thought to myself, what are they trying to make me feel? Like I literally sat there and asked myself, like, what emotion are they trying to get out of me with this presentation? And to me, I just came. They wanted to make me feel like a slave, make me feel what the slaves felt. I don't know. We can go on because it just felt bad.
I mean, history ain't always. The truth ain't always beautiful, and it ain't always gonna make you feel good. But I think that life pulls emotions out of you, and to eliminate one emotion for another one is not real life for me. I'd rather feel the pain and then also get the joy and the happiness that comes along knowing all the other stuff that we have. Like, I just don't think we should erase it. That's just like, it makes a colorful picture. And even with life, we have our ups and downs. You have some painful moments, and those painful moments in your life makes you realize you don't want to go back through that again.
Yeah.
Right. It stops you when you get burned on the stove. And you touch it, you know that you're going to be a little bit more cautious the next time when you put your hand on that stove. So
if somebody turns the stove down and you don't burn your hand, is that a lesson that you needed to learn? You understand what I'm saying? Did I need to burn my hand? And that's where we're at.
No, but you don't need it. But so not necessarily. But the thing is, if life is going to throw you curveballs and do stuff, and you're going to have to be prepared for some of it. If you have only the beautiful part of the story, when are you going to be prepared for the hardships? And you see this now, even with our kids, is that they're so sheltered, and we come in and everything is bullying. You eliminate the problem before they can even solve it. You don't give them the tools to be able to have conflict resolution. And now we have a society of people that are, you know, the youth that are kind of lost when it comes to, and they have either they pull in the shell, or we see the high violence in our community where they're taking out guns. And because we have eliminated and took that part of it because we don't want nobody to feel the pain. And that's just like kind of segueing into the children,
but
and
looking
at it.
That's true.
And so, like, to say like that we don't want it. No, we have to you have to walk through some of that. You have to feel that. That's the only way that you're going to be prepared for when you see it again.
I'm just speaking about me.
Okay.
I did not need to go through that. When I went to those museums and on those tours, I absolutely did not need it. I did not need it. It didn't make me feel good. I wasn't inspired. If I was inspired to do something wrong. It didn't inspire me. I mean, I'm not going to beat the horse because it's dead. And then write a book about the dead horse, and then have a tour about the dead horse, and then take you on the last ride of the dead horse. Come on. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I got more news.
Go ahead.
It's still kind of political though.
Okay, go.
Okay, woo. Did you see Brother John post?
Which one?
About the Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
Woo. Should we wait for him to come talk about that?
No, we can talk about it now. 'Cause, like, Brother John been quite busy.
Woo.
Yes.
So, for those who don't know, Brother John always asks the community questions and asks, different things and starts different conversations. He made a post asking, "Have you?" Oh, let me get it right. I want to get it right. I don't want to paraphrase. Brother John asked the community. He said, "Real question: Habitat for Humanity has been around since 1976, building thousands of homes and for families. But here's the kicker: have you ever heard of someone actually inheriting a Habitat home from their parents? Congrats matters. What? Contracts matter. Always read the fine print before you sign." So that opened up,
yes, the floodgates,
the can of worms.
Yes.
92 comments. More people commented on this than actually liked the post. So,
and that's still a good post.
Oh, it's an excellent post.
Yeah.
Because it's about having a conversation, because we just kind of what we just was talking about, always talking about what's good and not talking about, the fine print, right?
Right.
And so back and forth, people were making comments, people were saying the different things that they believe. Like that were that the rumors, and then you had people who I would say who have been awarded Habitat homes coming in trying to correct some of the rumors. You had the president Mike Sutton on here. You got Renee Flowers on here. This was a heavy post.
What did they say?
So Renee said, once the house is paid off, it's theirs. I believe if it's not paid off, Habitat recoups the house and it is made available to families on the waiting list. I would be wrong, but I think this was what happened. That's what
Renee Flowers said.
Commissioner Flowers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was going back and forth. And big shouts out to Tony Wells. Tony Wells say every mortgage or loan has a contract and the lender will protect their interests. It is important to read, understand, and not make decisions based on assumptions or hearsay. Not every loan or mortgage fits everyone. If qualified for a Habitat home, I would purchase it. Personally, if I never owned a Habitat home or couldn't pass it on, it would by far be a better investment than a rental situation. And most offer ownership opportunities. Pro versus con.
I don't know. So I'm going to tell you. So think about it. I hear what Tony Wells say, right? I'm buying a home, right? And if I'm not going to be able to pass it on, and I haven't looked into the contract, right? Yep. So let me say this. Yes, so in my mind, so if I can't pull the equity out of it, right? Would be a problem. And then if I'm technically long-term renting, because if I can't pass it on, this is a long-term renter situation in my mind. And then I have to also incur all the extra bills that come for the home ownership part of it, right? And so if I have to keep the upkeep of it, right, I have to get the insurance for it. I have to do all of that, but I cannot benefit from that part of it. I have a problem. I'd rather go ahead and rent somebody else's where I know for sure if my roof fall off, they got to fix it because it's their ish. If I'm doing all of this because I feel like it's mine and at the end of the day, it's not, I have a problem with that because I'm now putting all this money in my heart to now hope that I'll be able to pass this on to my children to find out that I most likely can't. That I'd rather rent. Like me personally, I'd rather rent if I can't pass on.
That's kind of what Wells was saying. That's the option. Big shouts out to Trevor Mallory, president of Neighborhood Home Solutions. He weighed in. He said this has been a constructive dialogue.
Good morning, Ada.
with valuable perspectives shared by both Habitat and Brother John. At this stage, it may be most effective to continue the conversation on offline where more detailed questions can be addressed. Yes, and we can host that conversation. Reach out to Mike Sutton, the president of Habitat. Let's have this conversation.
So I have a question. Why would this so this is an online conversation too. One is, let me tell you why I would say that this is not a private conversation. This is a corporation who's been around and selling us something. You know how many people that go in there and have to do community service, help build somebody else's house, and do all this other stuff, and we want to have a private conversation about, hey, don't say that, because we still want people to get the houses, so then we can pass it on to somebody else, and then we can get free labor out of them so that we have these houses. Like, I'm just saying.
So hold on. So listen.
And I could be wrong.
And you know, big shots out to the people who have been able to take advantage of the Habitat for Humanity program. This is no way a shot at the program, but this is an opportunity to have a conversation about things that people have misunderstood. So if you read this post and you can see that people don't understand what Habitat is truly offering,
right?
And they don't understand the different aspects of the contract, because you can read it in the post, the over 90 comments. You can see that this has really sparked a very needed conversation.
So can I have somebody who has a contract with Habitat? This is what I'm going to ask you to do. Take that contract, upload it, put it in Chat GPT, and ask them to break it down for you in layman terms, right? And look at and ask Chat GPT to give you the pros and the cons of this contract.
As with any other contract, you most definitely need to weigh your options. Brother John made a comment in here to Mike Sutton. Thanks for engaging here. When you say Habitat retains the first right of refusal as long as there is an active mortgage, there are many cases where we have not instituted the first right, allowing the family to sell the home on the open market. What does that actually mean for families? Is it 90% of the time, 50% of the time? Without clear numbers, it feels like families could be left uncertain about their ability to ever build equity or pass the home down. Also, does the fact that Habitat remains the first right of refusal as long as there's an active mortgage mean Habitat, not the family, ultimately decides how much ownership really means? Even if Habitat sometimes chooses not to enforce it, the power still rests with the organization, not the ownership. And if they are not reading the contracts and understanding this, they may not find out until they're confronted with it.
So then I would say this is not ownership then.
So what it is, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And you're right. It is a hybrid, right? This is me. I'm not affiliated with them people or not, but it's like a hybrid.
And I don't have a Habitat house.
Yes.
So I have no
dog in the fight
at all. But go ahead.
But
my people do. So go ahead.
It's like a hybrid ownership type model, right? Where Habitat still remains like the big brother, right? Who, okay, you can do this, you can't do that. And then the actual homeowner is under those rules until they can fulfill and pay the contract off. I mean, I say hybrid ownership. Right?
Let's say
it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid.
Not a full ownership.
Yeah, it's a hybrid, and it ain't fully rent.
No, it's not fully rent because you know why it ain't fully rent?
Because you got to pay for everything that happens.
You got to pay for everything that happens. But then you keep up the upkeep for it, and then something happens to you.
And
then
they had a first right of refusal.
They got the first right of refusal to say, like, hey, like, we co-own this together. And my I'm the big co, and you the little co. And so I'm just telling you, don't set your kids up to be able to live here, or you better not send that death certificate because we coming.
Yeah, because and I'm glad Brother John brought this up, because I always talk about, in my neighborhood, we had a family who was going through the home ownership process, and when the mother passed, we were looking to help the family stay in the home. We were going to help them pay their mortgage off. We were going to help them get stuff situated, right? And then we got a message that Habitat had exercised their right to
keep it.
Yeah, and they had to go.
And then just think about it. Whoever else got in the house, right? Because it's gonna.
It was another Habitat family that moved in.
So another Habitat family that moved in who had to then do the community service and everything, the free work, the free labor that you got to do to get into these houses that you possibly will never be able to pass down to anybody.
I think
that's for me. That's a problem. For me, that is a problem.
It's like this. It's a race, right? It's a race to the end of the mortgage, right? Because once you pay it off, it's yours, but you got to pay it off, right? And the caveat. So that's why it's important for people to understand what these contracts are saying, to understand what you're getting into, so that you can make a decision that fits your family and fits your goals. Because we're not saying, oh, Habitat is horrible, but it is a conversation where we need to talk about what we're doing. If you look at, all these Habitat houses, all these properties.
So this is also why I have a question. Okay, so if you pay it off, it becomes yours. So can you take the equity and do what you need to do prior to you paying it off?
I don't think so.
So then again,
but that's when we can talk. With Habitat, we need a Habitat representative.
Habitat in that, but I bet you.
I hear that though.
I'm gonna say, because a part of home ownership is being able to leverage, and I know a lot of us don't take advantage of it, because once we get something, we're so afraid to lose it that we be like, oh, we're not gonna do it. But that's a part of it. That is the bonus of owning it. Is that you have invested and you can see where your investment is going. And if you have typically a 30-year mortgage, right, you're going to have to figure out, if you want to pass this down to your kids, how to pay this off before these 30 years. Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
I'm just listening to loving y'all. It's just me. Nobody special. But
hey, Yubi.
One of the things I think we get mixed up with one thing. It's a mortgage. If you won't pay it off, it don't matter whether it's Habitat or anybody. The person that got the mortgage, they do got the first right to say what happened if it's not paid off. If you went with a regular bank, that's what happened. They got the first right because they got the interest in it and it's not paid off. It's the same way if you get sometimes you get help from the city with certain programs, and they'll tell you, well, if you live in the home this long, we'll forgive the debt. But if you die, the city got the first right because they have a lien against the property and they have a vested interest in that property. If you pay it off, then it's your property. It's 100% your property. So if you get these Habitat homes, understand your number one priority, although you can go 20, 30 years there and go through the mortgage process, hey, you want to get this paid off so that you can leave this to your kids. Because if you don't pay it off, they got the vested interest because they the one who put up everything for it. That's not just
but my question also is, and this is where I would need the clarity. I get that part of it, but when you go through a regular mortgage, you still can get your equity out of your house,
and you can quit claim deed the house.
You can do a lot of stuff.
You can quit claim deed.
Somebody else can take over the. Wait. Go ahead.
Wait. Assumable mortgage, you can take over on like a VA loan. You cannot, if you have a property, even with a regular mortgage, if you quit claim that deed, it's something called accelerated payment clause. So you quit claim that deed and hand it over to somebody else. If the mortgage servicer or the mortgage company finds out, call any mortgage company you want, they can do a due on sale clause. I want all that money right now that I put up because you just took the asset that they held and tried to hand it to somebody else. So you got to give up all that money right then, on the spot, Johnny on the spot, right then. That's called a due on sale clause.
We're gonna call some lenders and some people.
Yeah, call some lenders.
Every contract, so let's say this. Every contract, thank you, Yubi. Every contract is different from every lender.
It is.
So
And I
being
know that
familiar with your contract
is important.
is important, and knowing when you have a traditional loan versus a non-traditional loan versus a low income loan or a first time home ownership loan. All these different things have different meanings and different, parameters you have to stay in.
That I've seen a lot of people outside of Habitat Home who own houses, one paid off, their kids took over and kept the mortgage. They did not come in and take nobody came.
Usually banks don't want the house. Usually it's very rare that a banker say, "Oh, I want the house." They really just want their money.
So the moral of the story is,
okay, what's the moral?
Know your contract.
That's it.
Okay, when anybody give you the contract, I will tell you this contract is beneficial for the person who puts them out. So let me say that.
Sounds like the raise deal.
No, I mean anybody. There's any contract whatsoever. Whoever is the one that prints the contract typically is the one is gonna make sure that they are benefited from the contract.
That's right.
If they have lawyers, you need to have lawyers. And a lot of times on the private sector, we do not have lawyers. And again, we do not read the fine print. We get the overview, we get the cliff notes, and that's all. And we be like, sign at the dotted line.
Yeah.
There's so many other resources now that we can use to make sure that we're not in these positions any longer. And honestly, there is power of negotiation. People think that there's not, but they assume the lender or anybody else
not going to negotiate.
They're not going to negotiate because there are people who go in there and negotiate. And when you know the power and what you bring to the table, you can negotiate anything.
That's right.
And so don't be afraid. The worst thing that can happen in the negotiations, they say, no, we ain't been. And then you'll decide, say, hey, is it still beneficial for me or not? But they're not to ask is more harmful to you than not.
Yes, and we do need to have this conversation really about housing as a whole.
My auntie Betty said this is capitalism.
Wow. It's definitely capitalism. And the capital stays in the hands of the capitalized.
Always.
But the reality is we need to have this conversation. And we need to talk about these programs, right? We need to talk about Habitat. We need to talk about neighborhood home solutions. We need to talk about them because we need to have our resources allocated in a way that we okay with, that benefits us, that doesn't benefit the capitalized capital.
And you want me to tell you, we're almost done, but a lot of people like the lenders and stuff like that, they don't even really know like the person that's sitting in front of you, somebody gave them the contract, right? And they're passing it on to you, and all they know is the cliff notes, right? So
you're right though.
Everybody who's at that table only know the cliff notes.
Yes, listen, y'all, we only got 2 minutes left. We're gonna wrap it up. It's been an amazing show. We definitely want to have some conversations after this about housing. We also talking about doing the men's and women's, and men's. Mental health.
We're bringing back the mental health.
Yes.
So the men's was amazing.
Yeah.
And so just keep in mind, when we left off last year, we were supposed to be doing the women's, but then the hurricanes hit, and then it just all got pushed back. But we are gearing back up because we did promise y'all.
Yes. And the community needs it.
Yeah, it does. And we're about to get ready to
some more mental health. Yes.
And so be looking forward.
Not your average mental health. This is special.
You know how we do it.
Yes.
We put our own little sauce on it.
Dripping, drip.
All right. Final thoughts.
Okay, my final thought. Saturday at 7 p.m. Creative culture. Formerly known
creative.
Thank you. Formerly known as
it's Culture Creative. It's still Urban Ink.
Urban Ink. Okay.
Urban Ink.
We're having an authors meetup. So big shouts out to Stephanie Wynn, Duvet Weaver, Antonio Brown. We're calling all the authors. If you author this Saturday, 7 p.m., y'all come meet us and let's talk about art. We're on 34th and 22nd South at 7 p.m. At Culture Creative, Urban Ink / Urban Ink. And y'all come on out. We supporting artists, and we're gonna do this more often because there's a lot of authors out there that need a platform, and we want to help them stand on.
And this weekend, Black is Back Coalition will be happening in New Orleans. You can register. You can actually go online to do so. If you're looking on Facebook, you see the flyer as of right now. If you got a little extra couple of coins, you can fly out there and be a part of it as well. Don't antagonize, organize. Is it so? Stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoes and shout all around the house.
All right. And this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr.
And we're out. Bing, bing.